Hello guys and welcome. So in this video we will talk about Kali Linux tools. Okay, so before doing that, let's talk a little bit about the interface. If we go to the top right, you can see like this button is for logging out, shutdown, restart and etc. This is to lock the screen. In my case, my screen is touch. This is why like you can use this. Yeah, and here's the battery level for notifications, for sound, for internet and for time. This is for workplaces. You can have up to 2 working places. Okay, and this is for screen recording, and this is for terminal, and this is for file explorer. Okay, and this is to minimize all open windows and show the desktop. And this is the start. Okay guys, now let's talk about the applications. As you can see, there's a lot of categories. Okay, so if you go to information gathering, you will see a lot of applications to use that. So my favorite one is Nmap, which is a very useful tool. It also have another features, not just information gathering. If you go here, you will find Nmap too. Okay, so basically for any pen tester, you will need a lot of categories to do some sort of pen testing depending on the server that he's exploiting or he's testing. Okay, and depending on the purpose. So first of all, like there is some basic applications for everything, which is concerned about information gathering, vulnerability analysis, and web application analysis, and database assessment. Okay, so those 4 are based for all types of pen testing, because if you want to exploit a server, what type of web application that's running on the target's machine, okay, and you will need database assessment so you can know which type of tools that you will use. Okay, and if you go to web application analysis, you will see this tool, which is very helpful for scanning any WordPress based website. Okay, and if you want to use some scans for other websites, like you can use any application from that. At first you will find it hard to use, then time by time like it will be easy for you, so there's no worries. Okay, if you go to database assessment, you will have the SQLite database browser or SQL map, which is concerned about the SQL port. Now if you go here, okay, if you go to favorites, okay, you can see that there is exploit database, which is a database for everything. If you want to know about any vulnerability which is discovered by until this date, you just go to exploit database so you can know what type of pen testing you can do on that specific vulnerability. Yeah, so if you go to password attacks, you will see something concerned about cracking passwords and hacking passwords. This is very useful for exploiting high security websites and finding vulnerabilities there, and you as pen tester, you can fix those problems. If you go to wireless attacks, my favorite one is AirCrack NG. If you go to reverse engineering, like those 4 applications, which are pre-installed on Kali Linux, okay, they are very useful for fixing those vulnerabilities. Okay, and if you go to exploitation tools, like you will see that Metasploit framework is the most important one there, and I will show you an example of using it further in this video. Okay, and if you go to sniffing and spoofing, you can use those for hiding your identity, for changing your IP address, and for post-exploitation, those are tools to use after you exploit the system. As an example, if you want to have some sort of text files, so if you want to make handshake with the target system and something like that. And if you can see here, like there's social engineering tools, which are tools to convince the target's machine to allow you to enter the system. Okay, so as pen tester, I think you will need the first 10, and the rest you can use it just for educational purposes. Okay, now let's talk about 2 important tools on Kali Linux, which is Metasploit framework and Nmap. Now I already prepared using this amazing website. It's called Hack the Box. Hack the Box allow you to run multiple vulnerable machines at the same time, all sort of machines, Like you can go from easy to extremely hard or impossible machines to exploit. Okay, so now let's try our tools. If you can see here, the machine IP address is 10.10.10.40. So we will use Nmap to analyze what's happening on that IP address. So you just open a new terminal. Then you write Nmap, which is a command for running Nmap. Then you write -f, which is referred to fast. You will do a fast scan. Then we will see what's happening on that IP address. As you can see, like we have multiple ports that's open. Okay, let's see if we can have more information about that. In order to do that, you just write nmap -a capital, then you write that IP address, and A capital, it refers to aggressive scan. This will give you a lot of information about this specific IP address, so just click on enter. If you want to know how much time is remaining, just click up and you will see that it's 99.99% done. Okay, until this is done, okay, I will open a new terminal, then run the Metasploit framework that I talked before. In order to do that, you just write msf console, you click on enter, and until it runs, let's see what happened on our Nmap scan, and it's finished. As you can see, like there's some interesting information that we can see on that machine. Okay, like you can know the trace route to that machine, how we are connecting to that one. Okay, and the authentication level is user, which is very easy for us to exploit. I will show you now how. Okay, and the name of the computer is Harris PC. Yeah, so as you can see, we got all of this information just from the Nmap tool. This is why it's so powerful. And yeah, and we will use that while we are using Metasploit framework. Now I will show you how. Okay, so you can see, let's see something interesting. Okay, so I already checked the database. Okay, and this Windows 7 Professional Service Pack, it's vulnerable to an exploit. Okay, called Eternal Blue. Now we will try it on this IP address. So we just close this one. Okay, now we search for Eternal Blue. Now before that, let me tell you something about Metasploit framework. If you want to know what commands you can use, just write help, and you will get various commands and various categories. Everything will be easy for you, just you need to take some time to read it. Okay, now let me clear, and according to my research on the database of that system, okay, I will search for Eternal Blue exploit and click on enter, and we will use this specific exploit. You can either use the number of that exploit 2, which is 2 in our case, or you can just paste it. Then you click on enter. Now you write show options, which is a command to know what you need to provide to this tool so you can complete the exploit. So yeah, the rhost, we already got it from the Nmap, okay, which is the target host or the target IP address. Okay, and something important, we need to know what is our IP address, okay, that's running here. Okay, so I will just go to the website and I will go to access, and I will copy this IP address. Okay, now let me go back to this terminal. So first of all, I will set the L host, which is here, to the IP address of my machine, which is the attack machine, and click on enter. And I will set the R hosts to the IP address of that machine, which is called blue, and click on enter. Now if you want to know like more options that you should provide, or you had some problems in the exploit, you just try show advanced, and as you can see, everything that's required, they will follow it with yes. Okay, so sometimes you will not have this information. Yeah, so this is the place when you start learning social engineering, how to know this information. Okay, you can use some exploits to send link to open or something like that. Okay, anyway, let me clear and let's show options again. As you can see, everything is ready. Now you can either write run or exploit. I'll just write run and click on enter. As you can see, we successfully exploited the system. Now you can write who am I to know. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now you can write sysinfo. Okay, to know what type of system is running there. As you can see, we found the same information that we had on Nmap. Now let's access that machine. In order to do that, just write shell, click on enter. Now we have a shell, okay, and we can fully control that machine. Okay, let's check the IP address by writing ipconfig, and here you go. This is the same IP address that's on the machine. Okay, now let's find our flag. And what do we mean by flag? It's some sort of a proof for the pen testers that like to the website, okay, that they exploited the system, so they search for some sort of flags, which is like a code, and I will show you now what do I mean by a flag. Okay, now let me redirect to C by writing this command. Now I'm on local disk C. Now let me see what's inside. I will write dir to check what's inside. Then I will redirect to users. Let me check what's inside. Now I will go to Harris, cd Harris, and click on enter. Let's check what's inside. Now I will go to desktop by writing cd desktop. Now let's check what's inside by writing dir again. Here you go. Now we have the user flag. So in order to get what's inside that flag, you just write type user.txt. You click on enter, and here you go. This is our flag. Once you have this flag, okay, you go to this website, then you go to that machine, then you submit it. Now let me check if it's submitted. Just 1 second. And here you go. Yeah, as you can see, it's already on. This is why I can't submit the flag again. I just wanted to show you how powerful those tools are. Okay, and you can have the time to explore other tools on Kali Linux. Okay, so thank you so much for watching.